Welcome back, fellow joy seekers, to the Creative Freedom Movement. My name's Erin, for those of you who don't know me. So this week's video is all about your personal honeypot. Something I have further been discovering for myself over the past probably 2 weeks. And it's been hard. I have been struggling, feeling the hooks of avoidance land trying to pull me back in. But something awesome happened the other day. I was sitting with a friend and I was explaining about this honeypot analogy, and to my friend, and I burst out mid-sentence laughing because it was that classic practice what you damn well preach, Erin. And I have found myself in copious amounts of conversations with family and friends and loved ones about this analogy. And especially this week, where we've all been finding ourselves stuck because we don't truly know what putting ourselves first, like our highest good, our truth, and ourselves feels and looks like. And when we do, when we sort of do it, we sort of half do it, what comes back at us is really confusing and frustrating and sometimes downright upsetting, because we think that we're doing the right thing, but really don't really understand that it's what we're putting out there isn't quite right. So to assist myself and others in working through what's been going on for me as well as others, I was using the honeypot analogy. And some people may call this their love tank, which is something that Gary Chapman talks about in his book, The 5 Languages of Love, which are the words of acts of service, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. I think that was 5, even though I put up 7 fingers. Some of you may know it, others may not. I highly recommend go do a research, look it up, read the book if you want to. It's a really great tool. So, what is this honeypot all about? You're all probably thinking, Erin's got some serious pregnancy cravings going on. Girl is crazy about honey. And yes, I am. But the honey that I am referring to is the delicious stuff called love. Self-love, love to others, just love all round. Now, the last piece of my honeypot analogy beautifully came together when I was talking about my inner child, little E. The other week, it was in, I think, the last video, and about how she was looking to others to receive love that she needed, but the love that she needed, but would never be satisfied because only I hold my signature variety of honey that she needed. I just didn't realize it. Oh my gosh, massive epiphany moment, massive aha moment. So let me break it down for you. Imagine that everyone has their own little honeypot that lives inside of them. Some of us are super protective of that honey and won't give any of it away, as we tried that and it didn't work and we got hurt. So giving away honey equals heartbreak in a plethora of forms. Or you're somebody who maybe at the first chance that they get goes and tips all of their honey into somebody else's in the hope that they will one day return the favor, or somebody else might. Then when we ask for some, even when we ask really nicely, they don't. And we're left feeling resentful and unloved and with an empty honeypot. So now what? Well, where I used to go adventuring to other people's flower fields to find pollen, to create more honey for myself, and I was successful, but it would never last very long. And not only did I exhaust myself in trying to find it from a plethora of places, in my search, I didn't realize I was exhausting those I loved around me. Which was a bit of an ouch moment to realize, if I'm being really honest, when I took responsibility for my actions and realized the destructive part I was playing in my relationships. It makes you feel quite yuck and a bit guilty, and maybe it's just yuck in general. And I would tell myself it's fine because I do that for them, so why can't they do that for me? And this was my victim programming coming out in full swing. I had a serious case of the woe with me's. Now I'm going to do a separate video about victim programming because it is one tricky, multifaceted thing that catches us in unexpected ways, and I have extensive experience with a lot of them. So I will be doing a video about that for you guys. But let's get back on track and get talking about honey. Now, first I had to discover where my access point to my own honey was so that I could break through the surface and as well as keep the access point open to find my, let's call it Atlantis. Of flowers and everything that I needed to keep refilling my honey pot. So here I am. Yay, Atlantis. Now what? Now I had to figure out all the things I needed to nurture and nourish this stunning, beautiful place. And to be completely honest, it was hard and it took a while and it took patience and gentle, I cannot stress that word enough, gentle self-discovery work. This isn't a hire a massive excavator and create a construction site on yourself kind of thing. It is enjoying the sights and the stunning scenery around you and on your personal adventure to you. And yes, there is going to be moments where you're going to want to give up. There's going to be lava, there's going to be craziness, there's going to be crying, tears of pain and truth and everything. But rest assured, it is well worth it. Hey, maybe you are standing right at the bridge ready to cross. I urge you, cross. It's worth it. It's not as scary as it looks. And then, so for me, to find those sort of things of what I needed, it was getting connected to the simple things. So meditation practice. I know everybody goes on about this, but seriously, if you are not centered and you are not grounded, you're not going to find anything. And I'm not saying that you need to go to a full-on course or that you need to go do a bunch of things. Like 10-15 minutes a day, just start small. And a lot of mine were focused around opening my heart sort of space and really opening that and keeping my inner child happy because she's real demanding. So actually I did a 30-day drawing challenge where I created a piece of art or something every single day with my non-dominant hand, with oil, pastels, ink, pens, crayons, paint, whatever. And it was very fun, but it was also really confronting, which I didn't expect because I found myself judging and placing pressure on myself of a preconceived idea of what it needed to look like at the end. And as creators, we tend to do that. But I wasn't in control. Little E was, and it was what she wanted to do. So some days it was a picture that looks like something my 6-year-old self would do, or scribbles on a page, or a handprint. That it was pretty awesome actually, but it was also very confronting and fun. I also did Zoe Method sessions to keep busting through sabotage programs, to stay in touch with my intuitive and higher self. Now this may not work for you. It may not be a good fit, but I urge you, seek it out. Seek out the answers. Sit by yourself, somewhere quiet. Take some deep breaths. Try to relax yourself and let the answers come to you. Get in touch with your inner intuitive voice, and it will tell you what it needs, and it will tell you what you need to know. And if you find it difficult at first, and if you can't, it's not working and you're getting frustrated, pull out some paper, journal it out, go for a run, whatever works for you, whatever helps you. Paint, draw, write, sing, anything to get your head out of it, whatever you need to seek it out. And the most beautiful thing about accessing your love-filled Atlantis and all that sort of stuff, and focusing on filling your own honey pot with your special, unique variety of honey that no one else has the recipe to, that nobody else can recreate, that is unique just to you, is that you will feel open to wanting to create cross-pollinated varieties of honey with other people, with those you so choose to give it to, because your honey pot's going to be overflowing with abundance. You won't even think twice to give honey to those who need it, because you're not going to expect anything in return, because you know that you can turn around and refill up your own just like that. Which is just so lovely. And basically, to sum it up, it's a classic love yourself first and others will follow. Law of attraction. Honey attracts honey. Well, honey attracts ants, but you get the point. But you do get the point. And please remember, don't create a separate tiny little honey pot for your rainy day, or AKA when shit hits the fan. Remember that everything that you need, you have right now. That abundance is all around you. And at the core of all of this is believing that you are enough. And of course you are. Of course you're enough. And you don't need anything else to succeed. You don't need other people's honey. You just need your own. And that little rainy day extra pot, no. Smash it, break it, put it elsewhere, because you don't need it. So basically that's it. That's the honey pot analogy. So I hope that has helped you. Use it, visualize it, draw it, whatever you need. I always get the Winnie the Pooh song stuck in my head whenever I talk about this. So I'm sure I'm going to have that stuck in my head for a little while. I hope this has inspired you to find your honey pot, to seek it out. Comment below if you've found it. If you haven't, if you need some extra help, let me know and I can assist you. I'm going to go make some honey now. I hope I've inspired you to do the same. Until next time, big, delicious honey love and joy to all. Catch you later, Droosters.